no SEC teams making the playoffs. Do you see a world at all like that? Because who knows, Georgia winds up with a loss and then the rest are undefeated, or you've got a wind up they lose twice. They get tripped up in league play and then lose in the SEC championship game. Do you see any world like that?
They have struggled. They struggled for a half. They were down against South Carolina. South Carolina is not that good. And they were, like I said, they were down. Then they pulled away in the second half. And then last week, Auburn, not very good. Now, it's on the road. That's a tough place to play.
Of course.
And Hugh Freeze is a good coach when it comes to setting things up. And, Peyton Thorne, you remember that name. Peyton Thorne, he looked like, I don't want to say he looked like Cam Newton running around, but he ran the ball better than he ever has against him, gave them some problems. Then Brock Bowers rescued them.
Well, he's just
unfair.
He's I don't know if tight end, obviously Kyle Pitts went 4. Bowers may go, I don't know. There's so many quarterbacks in the draft.
There's Marvin Harrison Jr. in the draft.
I know that.
But he's been top 10 in every mock draft I've seen.
I would definitely think he is.
Well, here's the thing. Is if you're drafting 6th and there's all these quarterback needs and someone's going to take Marvin Harrison Jr., you might get this game-changing player 6th, 7th overall. It's entirely possible if the draft board drops like that way in Detroit next year. He's unbelievable. He could start Sunday today, like right now, if it wasn't Wednesday.
He
wasn't in college.
Much bigger than, because he's not a big tight end. He's 6'4", 240, seems to play bigger. He runs exceptionally well.
He's insane.
He took over the game last week and bailed them out. Having said that, so now they're going to get Kentucky, who's 5-0, and we were impressive last week, albeit against Florida. I don't think they're going to be sneaking up on anybody, and that's a problem maybe for I think they'll get Georgia's best game, and they'll get it probably for 4 quarters. There's nobody who in the SEC right now who should beat them in the regular season. Like Tennessee has, like Joe Milton has not looked great. There's been, the most impressive thing I think he's done was he had a really long touchdown run where he looked exceptionally fast for being so big.
Well, that's what I'm just saying. Somebody trips him up. Let's say they lose to Kentucky, and then they do play Alabama, who's got 2 losses, and then Georgia loses to Alabama. And Alabama sends Georgia home, and then suddenly, you got Texas is undefeated, Michigan's undefeated, or Ohio State's undefeated, or Penn State's undefeated,
or and then suddenly, Washington or Oregon or
right,
USC's
and then
undefeated.
two Pac-12 teams get through. That's what I'm just saying. I know it's still early.
I don't think you get 2 Pac-12 teams and no SEC. I'd be really surprised if Georgia ended up as a 2-loss team.
That's what it would have to be for them not to make it.
I think so. I really, their schedule is not going to be impressive at all. Because you had the Florida-Tennessee thing where they've been, and we'll see what happens with Texas A&M playing Alabama this week. Obviously already LSU has 2 losses. I think the SEC West is as down as it has been since Nick Saban was in the NFL. That's a long time ago.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.